So our plan here is to be going to Ike, and this is the vehicle that I kind of about 98% built last week. So I want to just kind of go over what I have added to this thing since then. Number one was in the comments, somebody pointed out I had set up the experiments. Let's go to set the experiments up here, crude experiments. I had the float experiment here. Let me bring that up. And the flight experiment. And somebody pointed out in the chat that the float experiment is only, always got to get into the fine print of these. There it is. Only bodies allowed, home body and its moons. But just, I don't know, I guess it's for games where maybe you're playing in real solar system, but only Kerbin or Earth and its moons are you're allowed to perform. The float experiment, it's not allowed to be performed anywhere else. And since we were off to Duna and Ike, that makes this experiment relatively useless, especially considering that it takes 180 days to do. So we will not be spending nearly that amount of time in Kerbin's SOI, so it had to go. There is also the clam experiment, but the clam experiment is actually, which is this one? You're not allowed to do it but you have to do it in a situation of splashed, not in your home. So you got to go somewhere like with an ocean that's not Kerbin. So that experiment is useless. The wreck experiment also requires you to be splashed, and then that's it. So I had to take the float experiment out of the mix, so that's one of the things I did. Another thing that was suggested if I get into the inventory part is to pack a pile of struts. You can't see the image, but that's what those are. Those are struts. That was a good idea, so I did that. Other than that, what else did I do? Oh, and I just put lights on it. That's really all that happened to this thing. And I reconfigured some of the struts in this middle section so they look a little bit nicer. But really what's going to be going on this stream is, number one is to get this thing into orbit. Last stream we built this little lander. And in fact, I can get rid of that lander actually right now. It is on its own launcher. We built and test launched that last week. That's going to be fine. I've yet to build any kind of lifter to get this thing into orbit. So that's going to be our first challenge is going to be, yeah, this is a thing. This is a shape. Now I did time warp. Right up to my ejection window. Actually, I'm 2 days shy of my ejection window, so we're very close to our Kerbin to Duna transfer window, and so we got to get this up into orbit, we got to get the lander up into orbit, we got to get our Kerbals up into orbit, and yeah, that's going to be the thing. Now, just to go over a couple of things here, and then actually this will be my kind of last kind of look at this before we go, because I'm maybe a little bit nervous about this thing because I've never gone interplanetary with Kerbals with the Kerbalism mod. So I hope everything goes okay. That's all I gotta say. So we have, remember, the entire round trip journey is 2 years, 291 days, and if I turn on the greenhouse, I have 2 years, 399 days of food. Maybe what I should do, now that I'm looking at this, let's disable the greenhouse. Oh, you know what? It's close enough. It should be okay. Let's enable it again. I was thinking maybe I should add the food so that it's got 100 days. We should be fine. So it's got enough food. If I go to water, 2 years, 411 days of water. One of the things that I didn't factor into, I actually had way too much water on the previous craft because I didn't have the water recyclers turned on, and so it wasn't factoring into the fact that I'm so I was able to take off a lot of the water I put on last time. We have 2 years, 406 days of oxygen. Same thing for oxygen. The greenhouse actually produces a ton of oxygen. If I turn that off, see, I lose the amount of oxygen. So I was able to take off quite a lot of the oxygen that was on here and save a little bit of weight for that. Carbon dioxide is perpetual. I do need the carbon dioxide for the greenhouse, but it's going to be fine. Nitrogen is fine. I have a lot of nitrogen because we still have to pressurize this gravity ring. ammonia we need for the greenhouse, but I'm producing that from some chemical processes that are going on in there. But I never went into this kind of stuff here. So stress, living space is poor, but I got me a feeling the moment I enable this habitat, yes, the living space goes to ideal. I have never seen ideal before. That is so exciting. Ideal. They have 24.08 cubic meters per capita per Kerbal. That is awesome. Their comfort level is ideal. Look at all those yeses. They have firm ground, which means they have some gravity under their feet thanks to the gravity ring. They can exercise. They're not alone. There's going to be 4 of them. By the way, as far as the Kerbals go, I decided for this final mission, we're going to go with the original. Oh, sorry, Dan. I just noticed you snuck in there. We're going to go with the original 4. So where did Bob go? Bob's up here. There we go. So we're going to go with the original 4. Sorry, Dan. I just noticed you were there. That's going to be our crew, so they're not alone. What else we got here? They can call home. That just means they have antennas. They have a panoramic view. That's thanks, I'm pretty sure, to the cupola module. They have plants. They certainly do. So 100. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like, everything's pressurized, which is good. They have pressure for 23 years, so that should be fine. As far as the habitat goes, actually, can I stretch? Yeah, radiation protection is nominal. Nominal is good. That's fine. And oh, I can switch this to Duna, and it'll still say nominal, which is fine. Yep. Reliability is great. We have a ton of redundancy. We have an engineer aboard to fix stuff. 7% high? I don't know what that means. Should only get a malfunction every 12.9, almost 13 malfunctions per year, I'm guessing that says. But that's why we got an engineer aboard. And down here we have under the habitat, everything here is good. Environment here, atmosphere, everything here is good. I think that's it. But this is a really useful window for doing the planning. I honestly don't kind of look at that enough. So we're going to deflate this gravity ring. You actually can launch it with the gravity ring already in, but then that's a whole lot of drag, and I got me a feeling that drag might be more of an issue than I would like to admit with this. So the plan for getting this thing into orbit, just noticing, I hate when they get green. There we go. The plan for getting this thing into orbit is going to be really brute force. That's going to be the plan. I guess I can get a fairing to kind of close off this top part, make it a little bit aerodynamic, but trying to close in this in here, yeah, I'm not even going to try. So because this thing's going to have a lot of drag, including some sensitive parts like solar panels here, what I think I'm going to do is just overbuild the launcher, go up very, very steeply to get as quickly out of the thicker part of the atmosphere as I can, then pitch it over and go. So it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be an ideal and efficient one, but I hope it will get the job done. So let's get started with, first of all, just closing up this top part. Actually, I think I'll get the 1.875 meter fairing base, like that. And then that should be able to just close off over here, right? Give me the close, give me the close. Doesn't like the cupola module. Well, I think I saw it. Try that again. There. See, place section, do I have to go further down? I don't think it likes that hatch. Damn, come on. Maybe get past this and then in. I can live with that, okay? We'll jack up the ejection force. Number of sides, put on the clamshell deploy. I should have that's the one I'm looking for right there. Great. Keep it all white for now. Okay, so that's it as far as fairings go. Let's put in a separatron. Actually, I'm going to put in 2 separatrons, and the job of these 2 separatrons is going to be to blow away the nose cone. We're going to take out almost all of this fuel, and I'm going to let's actually tweak them under. Like so. And then what I'll do is take one of those, remove it from the symmetry group, and then tweak that one a little bit further. And then that way the thrust is asymmetric. And what that means it should happen is it should push this nose cone out of the way. And hopefully. Remember to remove the Kerbals. Yes, Kerbals are going up in a separate vehicle. They're out. Must have jumped out when I moved the cupola module. Okay, so yes. So that takes care of that. Okay, on the bottom, let's just lift this up a little bit. On the bottom, noticing that and the fairing should be separate here. There we go. All I'm going to try, I'm going to keep, okay. Let's start with a 2.5 meter fairing. Open that up. Inside which I'm going to put an octo probe body. I just want to disable or deorbit this booster once it's all done. So that's really what this is about. And I'm not sure if I put a KOS probe core in here or not. I hope I did. I must have. Please tell me I did. We're going to assume I did. I think I did. I can't remember. We'll find out soon enough. Okay, we're going to put on a set of reaction wheels, which are the advanced inline stabilizers right there. That should be fine. And some batteries. I'm really thinking that's 200. That should be, that's good. And that. And again, the purpose of this is just, let me close that. Just so this has some autonomy, and then we're going to put on, I suppose this. I have no plan, by the way. I'm hoping that's obvious. I have a pseudo plan. I have the barest inkling of a plan, and that's it. What do they say? I got, you know, 13% of a plan. Oh, don't forget to disable those nerve engines. Yeah, I will. Definitely. Thank you. They will not go off at launch. And underneath that, I guess I will put the old mainsail engine. And let's see what that kind of does for me. And I'm thinking, normally I budget myself around 35 to 3,600 meters per second for an ascent getting into low Kerbin orbit. I'm going to put that up around 4,000. So already that's 2,000. That's pretty good. Thrust to weight is, what, 8? Is that? Oh, I got just the nerves on the bottom there. This is all confused. There we go. That makes more sense. 1,182. Thrust to weight of 1.54. That's not bad. And then I'll probably just boost her out, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. I think so. Okay, so then I'm thinking this might not be complicated. This might be stupidly simple. Is like that, like a three-way, because of the three-way symmetry that's already kind of inherent to this thing. And then we'll get our arrange these by mass. This one, the twin bore. I've yet to unlock any of the sort of mammoth engines or anything like that. Oh, that's glitched into the struts. Okay, so what I shall do with that, use like a girder piece. Should be able to put that on the end here. There we go. Just to get this out past there. And then definitely slide these down a little bit. So this might be, yeah, this ain't gonna be pretty. There's just no way around it. But if it works, it works. That looks pretty centered, I think. little bit this way. Okay. So yeah, let's get all the engines going off at launch, and we'll use some Captain Asparagus staging. So some fuel lines. You can actually do the asparagus staging without the fuel lines just by going in here and tweaking the fuel flow priority, but I kind of like not doing that. And then this needs to be on its own stage. There we go. So that gets me 2805, but a monstrous amount of thrust here on the bottom. So if I just start getting into more cans here until, you know, I'm up and around the, yeah. Maybe you? There's 4,000. Let's tweak it down like that. And where are the slanty ones? Oh, I can see I'm going to... Oh, well, maybe if I can see I'm gonna... I think I'm crashing into the gravity ring, but maybe if I just bring it down a bit, that'll be okay. Or I can come out further, but, you know, let's get... But that's 3941. That's a lot. And then the slanty nose cones on the top. And then maybe just tweak this whole mess down just so that... So just come down here. I could probably rotate that, but... No, that's fine. Just like that. But 3901, plenty of thrust still there on the bottom stage. Obviously, a whole lot of struts are going on this thing. I don't want to think about where the mass and the lifts... It doesn't even want to tell me where the lift is. Let's get some control fins on the bottom. Put these by name so I know where they are. These ones. I always find I have to put down the authority limiters on these. Okay. Well, like I said, we're going to be testing this. The tripod arrangement does make me wince a little bit. You mean this? It'll look good once it's up there, I think. Okay, I'm thinking just a lot of struts at this point. That's honestly what I'm thinking. I mean, let's just brute force and ignorance, as we used to say back when I was a kid. Brute force and ignorance. Okay, and then over to here. Oh, it doesn't like the batteries. Does not like those batteries. Okay. Well, we'll see what this is like. We'll do a test launch, and, you know, if she blows up, she blows up, and if she doesn't, that'd be great. Oh, wait, separatrons, because these boosters aren't going to want to separate on their own by any stretch. So separatrons. Okay, so I'm going to guess around here-ish. There, and we'll see what happens. Okay, clearly the launch thrust is going to be way too big, so we're going to tweak down just these engines. So a launch thrust of about 1.33. All right. Now, I wouldn't get in it, but, you know, it's going to go up autonomously. Okay. Oh, welcome aboard there, Desert Shark Hunter. Thank you very much for becoming a YouTube member. Awesome. Maybe, who knows, maybe this will even go and on his first try. Wouldn't that be weird? All right, we're going to put in some action groups here. I'm going to put the staging on the... and deploy, undock that, and then fire off those. I'm putting that on action group 5. I like to sort of fairing deploy just on an action group because then you don't have to try and figure out where it needs to fit in the staging. Other than that, I guess I can put a smart part on here. Why not? I should have a DrainX. There it is. And that will do the staging automatically for me. Oh boy, it doesn't. It wants to go to three-way symmetry there. There we go. And a last look here at the fuel flow priority. This is a -10. These should all be higher numbers. So that is 20, 30, 30, and 30. That's okay. So these tanks will drain first. Okay, so let's move the DrainX to here then. Or I could adjust it, but... I find that the fuel lines get a little messed up when you use the twin bores. I have no idea why. Okay, we're gonna save this. Let's see. I got fairing deploy, staging. Yeah, so we can lose our checklist here. We're gonna save this. We're going to run it in our KRASH simulator, and we're gonna see what happens. And okay, so I obviously do have my KOS core on here. Oh, I noticed Kerbal Engineer. Gotta fix that. If you've ever seen my shorts that I do of launches, I have a little display window there just for the shorts, and I often forget to put it back. Okay, so SAS on, throttle up. Oh my god, this is kind of hard to see. Let's put it on locked, because I find you can see the wobble a lot better if you just kind of do that. And let's just see what happens. So the goal here... Oh, I should refix this staging. Staging's a little goofy. There we go. The goal here, I think that's right. Yes. Yes, okay. Is just to go up. Quite high. Okay, it seems shockingly stiff. I thought it'd be more wobbly than this, but it seems to be doing pretty good that way. So I'm really going to do a very steep ascent because I'm very worried about all of the drag on all of this stuff, especially vulnerable solar panels and things like that. So through the thicker atmosphere, we'll go over maybe a little bit. Okay, I can't control it. No, whoa. Kind of wanted to... Okay, let's get out of this. There we go. I noticed... I don't know, I felt like I was losing it there for a little bit. Oh my gosh, I need more aerodynamics. There it goes. Goodbye. Goodbye. More reaction wheels, more aerodynamic surfaces. Okay, terminate the simulation. This is why we... Yep. I thought it felt a little bit wonky. Vehicle assembly building. I know waterfall makes the sound of those motors great. Okay. So, we lost. I think the... I mean, it tells me the lift is down here, but it's just not taking into account the drag on all of these parts. I could just simply put in more reaction wheels. That might not be dumb. That might be actually quite far from dumb. So I think just do that, and then back. That's it. More reaction, double up those reaction wheels, and then I think at the same time, why not more of these too? When in doubt, more reaction wheels, more of those. Okay, we will fix up our staging. There was something with the... Yeah, there's a little bit off kilter there with the... You can see that with the Separatrons. I think I just need to take... Oh my gosh, they're terrible. Okay. These Separatrons are terrible. Oops, that's not what I want. Not even on the side of the... They weren't even pointing the right way. That is much, well, maybe even a little more this way. That might be too far. Yeah, let me put it back. Okay, I think that's better on the Separatrons. Okay. That is that, and that, and that. I hope. We'll see. How much does this thing... Oh, this thing's not costing. I was worried a little bit about... Why am I worried about money? 4.7 million Kerb bucks, for goodness sakes. Okay. Let's try it again. Simulate. Don't need you. Because clearly my launch script... I have a launch script, but it ain't going to handle this thing. Off we go. And I think I'm going to go up higher before I do the... Really pick up some speed. Can I put on the aerodynamic overlay? Yeah, I can. I don't know if we'll see it in this mode. Oh yeah, it's starting to see the little arrows there. I'm curious to see where all that drag is coming from. I mean, this gravity ring's got to be terrible. So, really, let's just... Oh, I don't like the sort of flashiness that's happening. Just up, up, up. Up, up, up. Okay, now knock it over just a little bit. Whoa! Jeepers! It's going. It's going. I'm yawing right over and I'm losing it. Oh my gosh. I think... Okay, let's terminate. Restart the simulation. Let's just go straight up. I'm leaning in that direction. Again, straight up. I think there's just a lot of drag up here that just isn't being factored in. And I'm just ignoring. I'm just not. Like in the where the center of drag is and all that stuff. Anybody remember the old days where it used to be, I could lock the prograde, but then it tends to actually want to drift wherever the prograde drifts. So I'm just doing my best to kind of keep it on my, going straight up. I don't want to start drifting, you know, north or south or west or anything like that. So just straight up. Straight up, straight up. I was about to say, did anybody remember the old days? The old days. KSP where you used to, where they had the goofiest, soupiest aerodynamic model, and it was actually most efficient to go up to about 10 kilometers in altitude and then knock it over 45 degrees. So you'll find old tutorial videos talking about getting into orbit that do exactly that. Okay, I'm just going to keep going like this. I'm looking at the aerodynamic pressure. I can probably now lock it to prograde. I should keep an eye on my Apple axis. Around 90 kilometers is what I'm shooting for. Okay, I'm going to start knocking it over. The question is, do I have enough fuel for all of this nonsense? Let's reduce throttle. So already I'm at 60 kilometers. Or 70 kilometers from my Apple axis now. Oh, whoa, lock into oh my gosh. It just, okay, it seemed to do that. I can knock over obviously more aggressively than that. It just, I had it locked to prograde and it switched to orbit mode here. Okay, there we go. We're over 90 kilometers. This is going to be an exceedingly inefficient ascent here. So we'll time warp up. I could have knocked over earlier. Oh, I can lose the bearing. That's not doing anything. Okay, so we are on. pitch down. We're about 40. Oh my god, I really should start burning. We're about 45 seconds. 40 seconds. Just start going. Oh my gosh, that's not fair. Oh, 2 engine malfunctions. Revert flight. Terminate the simulation. Two engine malfunctions there. Probably the number of ignitions on those engines is very low. That's so unfair. What do we got here? Yeah, we only have one, so we gotta up the quality here. Let's see. Where is the engine quality? Gotta put those on high. Now I got 2 ignitions. Okay, so yeah, these engines aren't built for relight. I should do the same thing with the mainsail. Put that up to high quality. That did give me a knock on the Delta V department, so what I think I shall do is just put on a little bit more fuel. That's starting to touch that, it is, so we'll tweak this down a little bit. We'll get her up there. Okay, so that is now closer to 4,000. All right, bump, 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 bump. I should look at thrust to weight again because I've been adding weight to this thing. There we go. All right. Oh, well, maybe 3rd time's a charm, I hope. Maybe. Yeah, I know. Louis pointing out, and that's another reason he's concerned about having enough fuel to circular. I think I need to pitch over harder. Let's take a look at those reaction wheels. Maybe. So my... Oh, I do. That's the medium size. Oh, there's the big ones. Okay, let's do this again. Right here. I do have the big ones. There we go. That's a lot of reaction wheels. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. 3rd time's a charm. Okay, simulate again. All right. This. Oh, why are we getting? Oh, we're getting some bounciness in there. Kind of hard to see what's exactly going on from putting in those extra reaction wheels. Okay, whatever. We'll see what happens here. There is some bounciness happening right in the middle there. Some bounciness. Now it's wobbly again. Well, actually, it was never wobbly before, but now it is wobbly. All I did was put in those reaction wheels, so... Or maybe... I don't know. It looks like all the struts are still there, so... Maybe a little auto-strutting might be in order. Yeah, I think I can pitch over more aggressively as well, James. I agree. But you can see there's a little bit of oscillating happening here on the Navball. So definitely want to deal with that. So probably some auto strutting will take care of that, but we'll still try and see if we can get this thing in orbit. Okay, where are we at? We're almost at... Okay, so let's start pitching over. We're just hitting 9 kilometers. Oh no, that was dumb. There we go. Oh my gosh. So I don't think that's the issue. I just think that there's a really stupid amount of drag in this zone here. Now why was that? See, all the struts I think are still attached, right? But it was really... Oh, a little different here. Let's redo these struts. So that strut, they're a little different now that I put in that extra... That strut... Oh, wait, these should have been 3-way symmetry. That strut. in that strut. Don't know if that was the reason, but I think I might do a little, because it was right in here. I was adding this reaction wheel. I think I'm going to do a little auto strutting. The auto strutting, honestly, I think sometimes it's necessary, but I always feel guilty when I do it. Okay. I don't use it a lot. I try to. All right. I don't know. Where are we at? Okay. Save this. Come on. So launch script uses a much more normal type of, so run launch 0 inclination, 90-degree altitude, normal attitude. There we go. Let's see what happens. So we can place our bets as to how long this is going to last. It's already wobbly. That's a bad sign. Why is this suddenly so wobbly? Oh, it aborted. Here. Let's restart. We'll try that again. So the issue always with scripts, because I don't use a PID controller because I'm not that good at coding, is overcorrecting. There's always that issue of overcorrecting. So I find just turning down the gimbal limit on these motors does help with that. So we'll use the launch script one more time. But regardless of what happens, I mean, unless it works, I suppose. But if this doesn't work, I'm going to go back to a manual one. That should hopefully help with the wobbling. This time it seemed to be wobbling at the top. Ah, yeah, that's better. See what the launch script does? Who knows? Oh, it aborted again. Why did it abort? I don't know. I think it's wobbling too much. You can see how safe my abort script is. It's going to just drop it right back on top of the launch pad. Cancel. Restart simulation. Okay. Maybe do just a normal ascent. I don't know. Why not? Maybe try not to be so, you know, just lock her to prograde and hope for the best. I don't know. Maybe that's not a dumb idea. Let's get up around 200 meters per second and I'll do a tiny pitch over. See how she does. Say 150 meters per second. I changed my mind. I'm getting impatient. So a tiny, tiny pitch over. Tiny, 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 tiny. Tiny, 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 tiny. Come back, come back. Tiny, 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 come back. Tiny, tiny, lock to prograde, lock to prograde, lock to prograde, lock to prograde. Let's just leave it. This is still going to be super steep. Really like itsy bitsy teeny weeny little adjustments. Just sitting on the center of this. Just trying to get my heading to be a little better. Really wants to drift kind of southwards, which I don't like. Okay, I'm going to reduce thrust. Time to apoapsis is like over a minute, so I'm just going to reduce throttle. Probably be more aggressive now. And it's much the same situation I had with that one where the engines failed. Okay, 70 kilometers on. Oh, there it goes again. That can be way more aggressive if it can do that on its own. Almost at my target apoapsis. There we go. Target apoapsis is reached. What is my inclination? Inclination's 0.6 degrees, which isn't super. I guess that's not bad. But of course the concern is, what do we got left here? We got 617, I don't know, 1750 to circularize this whole thing. Okay, let's get rid of the nose cone. Take it off of here, put it down to the horizon. Of course, we got a lot of burning to do here. Well, we got to get up to about 2,000, what is it, 22 something meters per second? I don't have enough. I don't think there's enough fuel. I think we got to rethink this. I think I got to stiffen this, and I think I got to work this. I don't think there's enough fuel for this. Look at the, oh! Yeah, I think I'm going to come just short, but it's not terrible. I think I'm going to be close. I'm looking at my speed and looking at the delta V I got left. Maybe just add more fuel. Oh, look how wobbly this is. For goodness sakes. I need some struts in here. Look at this oogling back and forth. That ain't good. I'm not far off, though. Yeah, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Well, now I know where my wobbling is. Oh my gosh, once I lost those radial boosters. Okay, we're off, but we're not far. We didn't... Okay, we can do this. Well, better do this. I'm doing this, aren't I? Okay, terminate simulation. Yeah, it's 2,200 and change, like 2,220 something. So clearly, though, there was a lot of wobbling in here. So this wasn't pretty. Oh, for goodness sakes! I'm a bonehead. I'm just connected by a docking port here. Oh, for goodness sakes. No wonder I'm... Oh! Oh! It's just a docking port. That's my connector. Of course it's wobbly. What am I even thinking about? Okay, what I'm thinking. Okay, what I'm thinking. I might add just a little more fuel. Let's replace that. I can't believe I connected with a docking port. I'm amazed now, looking at that. There. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised now that that worked at all. That's not right. And it's just touching, so we'll just, again, just a hair more down. I shouldn't be so fuel stingy because this thing has a lot of thrust. I mean, I can add on lots and lots more fuel, but I'm hoping this will do a lot to kind of stiffen all this. Let's probably have to up the thrust a bit. So now I'm over 4,000 meters per second, but I'm thinking that might take out a lot of that wobble. That is the port for the lander, Michael. Yes, the lander's meant to dock back here. I just stuck to it, and I probably thought, well, who the heck knows what I think sometimes, but I clearly should be strutting that. That's just dumb. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm going to live on the edge. We don't have Kerbals. We have lots of money. I think I'm going to go for it. I think I was close enough that time. And if we see things crashing and burning, it might be entertaining, right? I think I'm going to go for it. So, we're going to launch. Like, I mean launch. Rob says some struts are gone. Let's just see. Fortunately now, yeah, it's bouncy. She's a bouncy, so there's definitely... Yeah, I lost the struts here at the top. Let's revert. We're rolling back. This is like a rolling back down the crawlerway. But my struts up here at the top here disappeared. Oh, of course they did, because I took those tanks off. That's why I got you guys around. Okay. Boop, boop. One day. Actually, this looks a lot more promising, I think. This I think that's a better way to do it anyway. Alright. Lunch. What about some SRBs on the sides of the twin bore, says Mark. Yeah. Honestly, like, that'll work too. I mean, I have, again, no shortage of thrust on these twin bores. Like, I have them turned down to 70%. So I could, for sure, I could just keep building this higher. There's nothing to stop that from, you know. But here, we're going to go. And we're going to go. So... And this is a, like, launch now. Like, if this I'm not reverting back to the launch pad. If this blows up, it blows up. It already feels better because I don't have this stupid docking port wobble. No wonder it was wobbling in there. That was just what a melon head. Okay, I am going to still just go up though. Up for a while here. And I'm sure... Oh, I don't know. There's aerodynamic forces going everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna pitch over. Hang on, don't lock the prograde. It seems to want to, yeah. Oh my gosh, it does want to flip. I can feel it wanting to flip right now. Just keep it locked on that prograde vector. Don't go too far. Momentarily being distracted by those gorgeous plumes. We just keep going up. Get out of this stupid part of the atmosphere. Reduce throttle. Reduce throttle some more. When the apple whaps us a little closer. Probably start... Oh, this thing is... It's a thing. Let's just call it a thing and leave it at that. Back on that prograde. Oh, there it goes onto the orbital one. See, I'm so paranoid and then it just does this. I shouldn't be so paranoid. Right on 90-degree heading somehow. I mean, I guess there's that. Somehow. I keep reducing this throttle here. Okay, let's lose that. And I'm watching, I'm at just getting to 84 kilometers on that apoapsis. Not that far ahead of me, though. Right on. Now, what's my inclination? 0.42? It's probably way better than it has any right to be. Okay, just about at that target 90 kilometers. There we go. Now, the whole question is, do I have the fuel to circularize? I'm hoping I do. Okay, oh, whoa, get down, get down. We're going to be pumping this pretty soon. Okay, let's put it on the horizon and probably... Where are we at? Let's punch it. It's just about 40 seconds to apoapsis. I'm just gonna hit it. Hit it. Right on that. It's got a lot of burning to do. Maybe pitch up a little bit. Well, maybe not. Pitch down a little bit. Use that. Don't have that stupid wobble this time. That's a good sign. You're locking on prograde. So where am I at? I'm over. Oh, she's gonna be close again. I could do the final bit just with the nerves, I suppose. I don't want to. Pitching up a little bit, it's getting a little too close to apoapsis. It's going to be very close. I'm pitching up just a little. Oh, we're going to just run out. Doing here. I don't have this on a staging thing. Undock. Doing it on the nerves. I don't know if this is smart or not. We're just on the nerves now. But we're so close. Of course, now I'm using the I'm using fuel that's supposed to be getting me going to Duna. But it is overbuilt for going to Duna, so I'm hoping this is okay. We're also going down, which is... Oh, but our apoapsis is all pretty high. I think it's okay. Okay, here it comes. Just want to bring that apoapsis down. That's not doing it. I'm past my apoapsis. Maybe it's the other way. What a mess. It's going to be a messy, 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 messy. Okay, whatever. I'm 100 by 86. That ain't pretty. 3908 meters per second left in this thing. That's, of course, sans a lander. But it's in an orbit.